Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to the Centurions Review. Just want to let you guys know my Kickstarter is still going on. It's going on for another 21 days or so. It's for the Battle of Zama video game. All proceeds from it will be used to fund the Centurions Review website and YouTube channel. Hey guys, Dave and Len here. We just played Lawrence of Arabia from Decision Games, the Arab Revolt from 1917 to 1918. This is one of their mini games. It's a solitaire game. It's from their Raiders series. The game's really no better or worse than any of their other Raider games. It's just I'm starting to get tired of them. I initially liked them and now I'm just kind of bored with them. I wish they'd either come out with a new rule set for their mini games that they're constantly coming out with, or they'd go back to the Cold War Blitz rules, which everyone liked. That's what they had for the rules they had for Quezon 68 and Suez 56, and make more games with that. I'm just bored of the Raider stuff and the Commando series of games and stuff. But like I said, it's no better or worse than any of the others. I'm just bored with it. What'd you think of it?
Well, if you ever had a desire for a game where you can blow up railroads, this is it. Yeah, I kind of put it in the middle. It isn't too. It was quick to learn. We played like 4 of the scenarios in an hour. And of course, you know, since I'm familiar with the system, this wasn't too hard. And the problem is, it was hard to. I was bored at the beginning because it seemed like Lawrence was too powerful, could easily defeat the. It was hard to judge like the balance.
Well, it depends what cards you get. If you get cards that draw Ottomans that you have to fight often, then you're in trouble.
Yeah, I was about to say that in the last scenario, I got like 2 Ottoman columns in a row, which essentially wiped out my force. And before I was getting kind of lucky. Of course, on the campaign level, that's the thing is. You might get lucky or you might get really unlucky, because the Turks are unpredictable. They are pretty stupid. They move slowly, but they have lots of guys, and when you have lots of guys, that quantity may have its own quality.
Yeah, they had one thing in here which kind of reminded me of the Three Stooges. It was when you're setting off the demolition charges. Essentially, you roll a d6. If you get a 1, you blow yourself up. I think a 2 through 5. Or a 2-0 happens, and a 3 through 5 you successfully blow up the railroad, and on a 6 you blew up the railroad, but you get 1 gold point. But I mean, a 1 in 6 chance you're going to blow yourself up. It's like, who is their demolition guy here? It must be one of the Three Stooges if he's got a 1 in 6 chance of blowing himself up.
Yeah, I thought they had Lawrence had a British engineer, because what they usually don't like. They tell you is that he had a lot of British advisors. Because if you've seen the movie, there's Anthony Quayle, who's like a tank artilleryman. But he also had other people who helped him out. And I could have sworn he had a royal engineer, at least a couple of them, to set up the demolition charges. So, but I guess even the best of them can goof up.
One thing they screwed up on this is the map. It's a point-to-point map like usual. And if you're taking a ground route, you follow the red line. If you're taking a sea route, you follow the blue line. Essentially, if you start in a port, you can use the blue line to go to any other port, just using all of your movement. But the problem is there's also roads printed on the map, and there's also railroads. So I just assumed you're not allowed to move along the railroads since you're not a locomotive. But as far as the roads, at first I was like, well, can you move on the roads or not? And then, I don't know, I don't believe you can. I think you can only move on the red line. So it's like, if that's the case, why even draw the roads on the map if they're not traversable? I mean, all it's doing is confusing the user and not adding any benefit to the game whatsoever.
I did complain to Dave about taking Aqaba. The reason Lawrence was taken, the Ottomans thought that it was impenetrable. You need like 10,000, 20,000 troops. He traveled through what everybody thought was an impassable desert and attacked the rear of it, which was hardly under guard because no one came out of the desert. And they easily overwhelmed the force at the wall and fought in the city. So, and all the guns, all the cannons were pointing to the sea, and they couldn't turn them around. So,
cool. Do you recommend the game?
if you like the system, yes. If you're familiar with if you always want to blow up things and do your channel your inner Peter O'Toole, you'll probably like it. I mean, we played it takes about less than an hour to play this, and it's easy to learn.
And that's to play the entire campaign, isn't like an hour.
So, I was thinking maybe you have the complaint that I had. At times it seems like it's just too easy, but for one side to win. But then at the end I found out that if the Turks get a few good card draws, you got problems.
Yeah. As far as me as recommending this, if you're not bored of the Raider series, I recommend it. If you're like me and you've got tons of these decision games, mini games and stuff, like I said, this Raider series is getting old, so is the Commando series and stuff too. So, like I said, go back to the Cold War Blitz and make more games using that, or come out with a whole new rule set. And I've never complained about this. It doesn't bother me. There's a main rule book and there's a scenario rule book in here. So you have to read both, and sometimes the scenario rules supersede the base rules. I don't have a problem with that, but however, most people do that I've talked to, and they don't like that at all. They prefer they just had one single set of rules for each of these games. And I mean, being the small size of these games, it sounds doable. I mean, I don't think they're going to lose much money by just having a single streamlined set of custom rules for each game instead of using the base rules. But all right, that's all we got, guys. We'll have a new review for you next week.